Have you ever wondered what it feels like to be truly alone, far from the hustle and bustle of modern life? Today, we're embarking on a journey to discover the most isolated places on Earth. These are locations where civilization feels like a distant memory, and the silence is almost overwhelming. From remote islands to frozen wastelands, these spots challenge the limits of human endurance and imagination. Let's set the stage for our adventure and prepare to explore the world's loneliest corners, where nature reigns supreme and solitude is the only companion. Our first stop is Tristan da Cunha, a volcanic island in the South Atlantic Ocean. Known as the most remote inhabited archipelago, it's over 2,400 kilometers from the nearest continent. With just a few hundred residents, life here moves at a different pace. Supplies arrive only a few times a year by ship, and the community relies heavily on each other. The rugged landscape surrounded by endless ocean makes Tristan da Cunha a true haven for those seeking isolation and a slower, simpler way of life. Next, we venture to Bouvet Island, often called the most isolated island on the planet. Located in the South Atlantic Ocean, this Norwegian territory is covered in glaciers and surrounded by rough seas. There are no permanent residents, and the only visitors are occasional scientists and explorers. The island's harsh climate and inaccessibility make it a mysterious and forbidding place, where nature is untamed and human presence is fleeting. Easter Island, or Rapa Nui, is famous for its mysterious stone statues called moai. Located over 3,500 kilometers from Chile, it's one of the world's most remote inhabited islands. The island's isolation has shaped its unique culture and history. Despite its distance, Easter Island attracts visitors drawn by its enigmatic past and stunning landscapes. Life here is peaceful, with a small population living in harmony with the land and sea. Pitcairn Islands are a group of 4 volcanic islands in the Pacific Ocean. With fewer than 50 residents, mostly descendants of the bounty mutineers, this British territory is one of the least populated places on Earth. The islands are accessible only by boat, and supply ships visit just a few times a year. Life here is quiet and self-sufficient, with a close-knit community surrounded by vast stretches of ocean. Lurt, located in Nunavut, Canada, is the northernmost permanently inhabited place on Earth. Just 817 kilometers from the North Pole, Alert is home to a small military and scientific community. The extreme cold, long periods of darkness and isolation make life here incredibly challenging. Supplies are flown in, and residents must adapt to the harsh Arctic environment. Despite the difficulties, Alert plays a vital role in Arctic research and monitoring. McMurdo Station is the largest research base in Antarctica, located on the southern tip of Ross Island. Though it houses up to 1,200 people during the summer, it's still one of the most isolated places on the planet. Surrounded by ice and accessible only by air or sea during certain months, McMurdo is a hub for scientific discovery in one of the harshest environments on Earth. The station's isolation fosters a unique sense of community among its residents. Ittoqqortoormiit is one of the most remote towns in Greenland, perched on the edge of the world's largest fjord system. With only a few hundred residents, the town is accessible by helicopter or boat for part of the year. The surrounding wilderness is vast and untouched, offering breathtaking views of icebergs and Arctic wildlife. Life here is shaped by the rhythms of nature, with hunting and fishing as main sources of sustenance. Oymyakon in Siberia, Russia, is known as the coldest inhabited place on Earth. Temperatures can plunge below -50 degrees Celsius in winter. Despite the extreme cold, a small community endures, relying on traditional ways of life. The town's isolation is intensified by its harsh climate and limited access, with only one road connecting it to the outside world. Oymyakon is a testament to human resilience in the face of nature's toughest challenges. Deep within the Grand Canyon, Supai is the most isolated community in the continental United States. Home to the Havasupai tribe, it's accessible only by foot, mule, or helicopter. Mail is still delivered by mule, a tradition that highlights the village's remoteness. Surrounded by stunning red rock formations and waterfalls, Supai offers a glimpse into a way of life untouched by modern conveniences. Motuo County in Tibet is one of China's most inaccessible regions. For centuries, it was cut off from the outside world, reachable only by treacherous footpaths. Even today, access is limited, with only a single road connecting it to the rest of Tibet. The area is known for its lush forests, diverse wildlife, and spiritual significance. Motuo's isolation has preserved its unique culture and natural beauty. Rinconada is the highest permanent settlement in the world, perched at over 5,000 meters in the Peruvian Andes. Life here is tough, with thin air, freezing temperatures, and limited infrastructure. Most residents work in gold mining, braving harsh conditions for a chance at prosperity. The town's isolation and altitude make it a challenging place to live, but also a unique example of human adaptation. Socotra Island, off the coast of Yemen, is famous for its otherworldly landscapes and unique plant life. Its isolation has allowed rare species to thrive, making it a natural wonder. The island's remoteness means few visitors, and the local population lives in harmony with the environment. Socotra's alien beauty and biodiversity make it one of the most extraordinary isolated places on Earth. Kerguelen Islands, also known as the Desolation Islands, are a group of volcanic islands in the southern Indian Ocean. There are no permanent residents, only scientists and support staff who brave the harsh weather for research. The islands are battered by strong winds and surrounded by rough seas, making access difficult. Their isolation and wild beauty have earned them a reputation as one of the world's loneliest places. Longyearbyen is the world's northernmost town, located on the Svalbard archipelago in Norway. Despite its remote location, it has a small but vibrant community. The town experiences months of darkness in winter and midnight sun in summer. Its isolation attracts adventurers and researchers, and the surrounding Arctic wilderness offers endless opportunities for exploration. Utqiaġvik, formerly known as Barrow, is the northernmost city in the United States. Located above the Arctic Circle, it's accessible only by air or sea. The city experiences extreme cold and long periods of darkness in winter. Despite these challenges, the Inupiat people have thrived here for generations, maintaining their traditions and connection to the land. Changtang is a vast, high-altitude plateau in northern Tibet, known as the Roof of the World. It's home to nomadic herders and rare wildlife. The region's remoteness and harsh climate make it difficult to access with few roads and settlements. Changtang's isolation has preserved its unique ecosystem and traditional way of life. Let's return to Tristan da Cunha for a closer look at its unique community. With no airport, the island is accessible only by a week-long sea voyage. The residents are descendants of a few founding families and everyone knows each other. The sense of togetherness is strong and traditions are carefully preserved. Despite the challenges of isolation, the community thrives through cooperation and resilience. Many isolated places are sanctuaries for wildlife. With little human interference, animals and plants can flourish. For example, the Galapagos Islands, though not the most remote, are famous for their unique species. Isolation often leads to the evolution of rare and unusual creatures, making these places vital for conservation and scientific study. Isolation doesn't just shape landscapes, it also shapes cultures. In remote places, traditions are preserved and unique ways of life develop. From the Havasupai Supai to the Inuit in the Arctic, these communities have adapted to their environments in remarkable ways. Their stories offer insights into human resilience and creativity. Remote places are often at the forefront of scientific discovery. Research stations in Antarctica, for example, provide crucial data on climate change and ecosystems. Scientists endure extreme conditions to study these unique environments, contributing to our understanding of the planet. Isolation in this sense becomes a gateway to knowledge. For adventurers, isolated places offer the ultimate challenge. Whether it's trekking across the Arctic tundra or sailing to a distant island, these journeys test physical and mental limits. The reward is a sense of accomplishment and a deeper connection to the natural world. Isolation for some is not a hardship but an invitation to explore. Modern technology is slowly bridging the gap for some isolated communities. Satellite phones, internet access, and improved transportation are making life a bit easier. However, many places remain cut off for much of the year, preserving their unique character. The balance between connectivity and isolation is an ongoing story in these remote corners. Surviving in isolated places requires resourcefulness and adaptability. Residents must rely on local resources, traditional knowledge, and strong community bonds. Whether it's hunting in the Arctic or farming on a remote island, survival skills are essential. These challenges foster a deep respect for nature and a sense of self-reliance. Living in isolation can take a toll on mental health. The lack of social interaction, harsh environments, and limited access to services can be challenging. However, many residents develop strong coping mechanisms and find solace in nature. Community support and a sense of purpose are vital for well-being in these remote places. Isolation often means pristine environments, untouched by pollution or development. These places are vital for biodiversity and serve as benchmarks for environmental health. Protecting them is crucial, as they offer insights into how ecosystems function without human interference. Conservation efforts are ongoing to preserve these natural treasures. Many isolated places have fascinating histories. From ancient settlements to tales of exploration and survival, these stories are woven into the landscape. The isolation has preserved archaeological sites and cultural heritage, offering a window into the past. Exploring these histories adds depth to our understanding of these remote regions. Remote places often experience extreme climates, from the freezing cold of Antarctica to the scorching heat of deserts. These conditions shape the landscape and the way people live. Studying these climates helps scientists understand global weather patterns and the impacts of climate change. Heading to isolated places is often an adventure in itself. Whether it's a long sea voyage, a trek through mountains, or a flight over icy tundra, transportation is a major challenge. Limited access means that supplies and visitors are rare, adding to the sense of remoteness. These journeys highlight the determination required to reach the world's loneliest spots. Communication in isolated places can be difficult. Many communities rely on radio, satellite phones, or infrequent mail deliveries. The lack of connectivity can be both a challenge and a blessing, allowing for a slower pace of life and deeper connections with those nearby. However, it also means that emergencies require careful planning and self-sufficiency. Food in isolated places often comes from local sources. Residents rely on fishing, hunting, or farming, adapting their diets to what's available. Imported goods are rare and expensive, so traditional recipes and preservation methods are important. This connection to the land and sea shapes the culinary culture of remote communities. Education in remote places can be challenging. Schools are often small, with limited resources and teachers. In some cases, children travel long distances or use online learning when possible. Despite these obstacles, communities value education and find creative ways to ensure children learn and grow. Access to healthcare is a major concern in isolated places. Medical facilities are often basic, and serious cases require evacuation to distant hospitals. Residents rely on traditional medicine and community support. The challenges highlight the importance of self-care and resilience in remote environments. Growing up in an isolated place is a unique experience. Children often have more freedom to explore nature but fewer opportunities for social interaction. They learn practical skills from a young age and develop a strong sense of independence. The close-knit community provides support and guidance, shaping their outlook on life. Elderly residents in isolated places often play a vital role in preserving traditions and passing down knowledge. They are respected members of the community, valued for their wisdom and experience. Aging in isolation can be challenging, but strong family ties and community support help ensure their well-being. Festivals and celebrations are important in isolated communities. They bring people together, strengthen bonds, and provide a break from daily routines. These events often reflect local traditions and the rhythms of nature, offering a glimpse into the unique culture of each place. Art and creativity flourish in isolation. Many remote communities have rich artistic traditions, from storytelling and music to crafts and painting. The natural environment often inspires creativity, and art becomes a way to express identity and connect with others. Religion and spirituality often play a central role in isolated places. Sacred sites, rituals, and beliefs help people find meaning and cope with the challenges of remote living. These traditions are deeply rooted in the landscape and history of each community. Some isolated places attract adventurous tourists seeking unique experiences. Responsible tourism can bring economic benefits, but it also poses challenges. Balancing preservation with visitor interest is crucial to maintaining the character and environment of these special places. Change comes slowly to isolated places, but it is inevitable. Climate change, technology, and globalization are reaching even the most remote corners. Communities must adapt while preserving their unique identities. The future of these places depends on finding a balance between tradition and progress. Isolation has inspired countless explorers, writers, and artists. The vastness and solitude of remote places spark creativity and reflection. Many people seek out isolation to find clarity, inspiration, or simply a break from the noise of modern life. These places remind us of the beauty and power of solitude. Despite advances in technology, much of the world remains unexplored. Isolated places hold mysteries waiting to be discovered, from hidden caves to uncontacted tribes. The unknown draws explorers and scientists, fueling our curiosity and desire to learn more about our planet. Resilience is a common thread among those who live in isolated places. Whether facing harsh climates, limited resources, or social challenges, residents develop strength and adaptability. Their stories are a testament to the human spirit and our ability to thrive in even the most difficult conditions. The future of isolated places is uncertain. As the world changes, these regions face new opportunities and threats. Sustainable development, conservation, and respect for local cultures will be key to preserving their unique character. The choices we make today will shape the destiny of the world's loneliest places. As our journey comes to an end, we reflect on what these isolated places teach us. They remind us of the importance of resilience, community, and our connection to nature. In a world that's increasingly connected, the value of solitude and simplicity becomes even more precious. The most isolated places on Earth are not just distant dots on a map. They are living examples of endurance, adaptation, and the enduring beauty of our planet.